All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I am Tashara Wilson, proud principal and CEO of the Atlanta College and Career Academy. Welcome to the Atlanta College and Career Academy's Board of Directors meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I am pleased to call this meeting of the Atlanta College and Career Academy to order. I will act in the capacity of interim Go Team Chair for this meeting. Just a quick note regarding virtual meeting norms we adopted last year. We are asking for all to keep your mics on mute if you are not speaking, to actively engage in the meeting, and to please turn your cameras on so we can see those beautiful smiles. To all of our non-ACCA board members, thank you for joining us this evening, whether you're joining us in person at 1090 Windsor Street or joining us virtually live on YouTube. We are so excited that you've taken time out of your schedules to support the great work happening at ACCA. Standard operating procedures for board meetings are for board members to actively engage during official meetings and the public to observe only. We will establish procedures for public feedback and comment and provide opportunities for you to speak at future meetings. We are asking all non-ACCA board members to please keep your mics on mute throughout the duration of today's meeting. Thank you for understanding. We appreciate your support. We are excited to share that we do have a guest joining us this evening. Joining us is the new CEO of the Decatur College and Career Academy, Ms. Tara Smiley. Hi, Tara. TCSG recommended that she observe one of our meetings to learn more about facilitating governing board meetings. Again, welcome, Tara. Happy to have you. We will now take a second and ask sitting ACCA board members to share a quick introduction. Board members, if you would please share your name, the company you represent, and your affiliation or role with your company. We'll start at the top and work our way down. So, Captain Chapman, you want to kick us off?
Good evening. I'm present. My name is Cheryl Chapman. I'm with Atlanta Fire Rescue Department, and I am a fire captain, and I currently serve as the accreditation manager. Nice to be here. Thank you, Dr. Wilson.
Thank you,
Dr.
Chapman. Next up, we have Bill.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bill Smith. I'm currently the Director of Engagement, Learning, and Development here at Delta Airlines. Good to see y'all.
Good to see you, Bill. Do we have anyone here from Grady Healthcare? Okay, we'll now move to the Metro Atlanta Chamber.
Hey, everybody, this is Tim Carroll. I'm Senior Director for Talent Development and Workforce at the Metro Atlanta Chamber. Glad to be here.
Hey, Tim, thank you. I think joining us, we also have Ms. Goodrum.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shelley Goodrum. I am the Associate Superintendent here at Atlanta Public Schools. I support the Mays Single Gender and Non-Traditional Schools and Programs. Glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we have our Atlanta Tech team members on the call. Anyone here from Atlanta Tech? We have Dr. McCoy Wilson. And we also have Ms. Edie. And also joining us, we have an Atlanta Board of Education member, Ms. Howard. We're introducing.
Thank you.
And I am Tashara Wilson. Thank you all for joining us. All right. So thank you everyone for the introductions. Our first order of business is to call roll. Ms. Lashika Howard, our business manager, will serve as the interim secretary for this meeting. The interim secretary will now take the roll.
Good afternoon. Please respond present when your name is called. Cheryl Chapman,
Present.
William Smith,
Present.
Yolanda Wimberly, John Lewis, Patricia Horton, Tim Carroll,
Present.
DeJuan Freeman, Shelley Goodrum,
Present.
Sonia McCoy Wilson, Naya Edie, Katie Howard,
Present.
Tashara Wilson.
Present. This team will only be able to take official action if a quorum is present. Ms. Howard, is there a quorum?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So our next order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you and copies are here. Are there any changes to the agenda? May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
This
This
is
is
Bill.
Tim.
Oh, go ahead, Tim.
This is Tim. I'll make the motion to approve.
Thank you. A second?
This is Bill. I second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Motion approved. We will now move to filling vacant seats. Next slide. Before we begin the process, I'd like to remind the board of the following bylaws. The principal brings forth the nominations for vacant parent and student seats. The Metro Atlanta Chamber brings forth the nominations for business seats. All board members have only one vote per seat. Individuals filling a vacant seat will serve until the conclusion of that seat's term. Upon approval, individuals are immediately full board members and may join the meeting. We will now begin by filling our vacant seats. We have one vacant parent seat to fill. We are excited to nominate Ms. Chazelle Archie to the Board of Directors. Ms. Archie is the proud mother of Freedom Archie, an 11th grader at North Atlanta High School, who is currently enrolled in our cybersecurity pathway class. We will now proceed to vote on this nomination. I nominate Chazelle Archie to fill the vacant position of parent. Does anyone have any comments or discussion about this nominee? If none, we will now proceed to vote on the nomination of Chazelle Archie for the position of parent. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? If none, congratulations to our new board member. We are excited to work with you. As a reminder, you are now a full board member and may immediately join the meeting. Congratulations. All right, team. We will now move on to appoint student representatives. Our board will have 2 student members appointed by the principal. The students will serve for 1 year and be full voting members. After careful consideration, we've identified 2 scholars that show considerable leadership within their individual pathways. Each of their teachers have identified them for outstanding performance in both technical and employability skills. We are excited to first nominate Wesley Gilliard. If approved, this will be Mr. Gilliard's 2nd term on ACCA's Board of Directors. He did a fantastic job last year serving as co-chair, and we are excited to welcome him back. Wesley is currently completing his 2nd year of Early College Essentials and on track to receive the Early College Technical Certificate of Credit May of 2025. Outstanding, Wesley. We are also excited to nominate Raja Judah to the ACCA Board of Directors. She is a senior at KIPP, Atlanta Collegiate High School, where she actively participates in the English National Honor Society, the varsity volleyball team, and the Sister Circle mentoring program. Notably, she has obtained industry credentials in criminal investigations and teaching as a profession through ACCA. And she is on track to earn a 3rd credential as a patient care pathway completer in May. After graduation, Raja plans to attend a 4-year college or university to pursue a degree in nursing. Way to go. We will now proceed to vote on these student nominations. The first nomination is for Wesley Gilliard to fill one of 2 student seats. Does anyone have any comments or discussion about this nominee? We will now proceed to vote on the nomination of Wesley Gilliard for the position of student. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Congratulations, Wesley. The next nomination is for Raja Judah to fill the 2nd student seat. Does anyone have any comments or discussion about this nominee? If none, we will proceed to vote on the nomination of Raja to fill the 2nd student seat. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? If none, congratulations. We have now appointed our 2 student representatives. We are so excited to work with you this year. And I believe homecoming is this week. So if you all need to log off and prepare for homecoming activities, we will understand. But congratulations. We will now review and approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting. The minutes have been provided to you. Are there any corrections? If there are no corrections, may I have a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes?
This is Tim. I make the motion to approve.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
This is Bill, 2nd.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. We will now move to the election of officers. Before we begin the nominations, I'd like to remind the board of the following. We have 3 officer positions to fill: chair, vice chair, and secretary. I'll also pause so that you can read the additional reminders regarding elections as pictured on the screen. Most important one, you may nominate yourself. All right. So we will begin with the election of board chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the chair include, but are not limited to, leading the board meetings, working with the principal and board to develop the agendas, and ensuring that all of our board members are actively engaged and have an opportunity to be heard. I will now open the floor to receive nominations. So I did receive an email, and I know that Dr. Joyce Wilson, I'm sorry, I mispronounced, Dr. McCoy Wilson is interested. I don't think that she is on the call, but she is interested in serving. So I can't officially nominate her, but if anyone would like to nominate yourself, someone else, or Dr. Wilson, please feel free to do so.
This is Tim. If Dr. Wilson's interested, I'll be happy to nominate her for that chair.
Thank you, Tim. All right. Are there any other nominations? If there are no other nominations, we'll close the floor. We will begin with the confirmation process. We have one individual being considered for chair. The nomination for chair is Dr. Sonia McCoy Wilson. At this time, I will offer her an opportunity, but I don't think she's on the call. So for the nomination of Dr. Sonia McCoy Wilson to fill the position of chair, all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. Aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? All right, congratulations, Dr. McCoy Wilson. You will serve as the Go Team Chair or the board chair for this school year. We'll move on to elect the vice chair. And as a reminder, the responsibilities of this position include ensuring the board follows parliamentary procedure, working with the principal and chair to develop agendas, and acting as the chair if the chair is not present. I will now open the floor to receive vice chair nominations. So I did receive word that Mr. Gilliard, he's happy to serve as vice chair again. So if anyone would like to nominate Mr. Gilliard as the vice chair, he'll be happy to serve.
This is Bill. I nominate Mr. Gilliard to serve another term.
Thank you. Any other nominations? All right, if there are no further nominations, we have one nominee, Mr. Wesley Gilliard, to fill the position of vice chair. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Congratulations, Mr. Gilliard. Now we will elect the board secretary. Now, as a reminder, this position will post all of our documents, the agendas, the summaries, and minutes as required by the open meetings law. They will actually take minutes during the meetings and ensure we are in compliance with any and all Georgia open meeting laws. I will now open the floor to receive nominations. If there are none, feel free, let's put the students to work. We can nominate, we can put the students to work if this will build leadership skills. Raja, does anyone want to nominate Raja for this opportunity?
In the chat, Wesley just nominated her.
Did he? Excellent. Are there any other nominations? If none, we will move and vote on Raja to serve as the board secretary. So for the nomination of board secretary, all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? All right, congratulations to all of our new officers. You will begin your official duties during our next meeting. We also want to thank all of our outgoing officers. Bill, I believe you've served as our board chair for 3-4 years. Thank you, Bill. Outstanding.
You're welcome. I think y'all are getting an upgrade. I'm looking forward to the next year.
Thank you, Bill. You're awesome. And thank you, Wesley, for stepping up a second term. We appreciate you, Wesley.
Absolutely.
All right. So we will now move on to our next item of business in reviewing and updating our Go Team public comment format. Public comment opportunities are available for board members to hear from interested members of the community. Pictured is an example of the public comment format from the actual handbook, the APS Go Team handbook. Please take a few moments to review. Are there any recommendations for updates or changes? If not, may I have a motion to adopt this public comment format?
This is Tim. I make the motion to adopt.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Thank you. Motion carries. Now we will determine our Go Team meeting norms. For the school year, we'll begin by reviewing the initial Go Team meeting norms, pictured here. Does anyone have any recommendations or changes? If not, may I have a motion to adopt these norms?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, guys, we're almost done with the administrative part. Adhering to the agenda, we will now discuss our meeting calendar. This is really important. As a reminder, we are expected to meet at least 6 times this school year, and this is a big year because this is our certification year. 4 of the meetings must permit public comment. Meetings cannot be held during the instructional day. All the meetings must be live streamed. We are being live streamed now on YouTube. And meeting locations for hybrid meetings must be in places which can accommodate the public. So pictured here are recommended dates and times for the 24-25 school year. The floor is open for discussion regarding the proposed dates. And I do want to make a comment, the January 30th date and that March 13th date, we had to collaborate with the state and several other college and career academies around that date because the individuals that are coming in don't live here locally. And so those dates really are not, we can't adjust those much, but the other dates we can. So are there any discussion or recommendations regarding the board meeting dates for this year? If no discussion, may I have a motion to adopt the recommended meeting dates?
This is Tim. I make the motion to adopt.
Okay, and we have a set, we'll count that as a second.
Sure.
Yeah.
Second.
Thank you. Thanks, Katie. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Hi.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? All right, motion carries. Thank you. And we'll send this out. All right, so now we'll move on to information items. Assisting me with sharing this information is our program administrator, the amazing Dr. Fears. All right, Dr. Fears, take it away.
All right, it is my pleasure to present this principal's report on behalf of Dr. Wilson. And we're going to begin our report today with celebrating student success. So we have two students we want to highlight today. First off, meet Isaac Sanchez. He is a 2024 graduate of Douglas High School and a participant in the HVAC pathway at ACCA. He passed his end of pathway assessment and received his universal certification in HVAC. He was hired by Max Air Mechanical shortly thereafter. We are so proud of him. Next up, meet Taylor Jones, a 2024 graduate of Midtown High School. She is also a patient care pathway completer. She passed her EOPA and received her PCT certification, and she also participated in work-based learning at Grady. She now works for Grady and attends Georgia State, majoring in nursing. Way to go, Taylor. We would also like to give a special shout out to Dr. Wimberly, board member, for providing patient care students with work-based learning opportunities at Grady, and for providing a co-teacher for patient care throughout this school year. A special thank you to Mr. Tim Carroll and Ms. Patricia Horton for attending the Governor's Workforce Summit. Recently, we hosted our annual partnership luncheon on September the 24th. We had 50+ participants, which was a great growth for us as a school. Dr. Wilson shared ways for us or the partners to engage with ACCA, and we are looking forward to meeting and working with these partners to provide wonderful opportunities for our students. Aviation maintenance updates. We currently have 18 students enrolled in aviation dual enrollment courses on the campus of Atlanta Technical College. Next year, the aviation program will move to the campus of Atlanta Technical College as an afternoon pathway option for students in APS. Work-based learning at ACCA. Board members, we need your help. We need help finding work-based learning placements for the fourth quarter for our students. Fourth quarter is between the dates of March 18th and May 16th of 2025. Pathways that need work-based learning opportunities include criminal investigations, culinary arts, dental science, graphic design, hospitality, and HVAC. Just some certification reminders. Our first internal review, which is an in-person meeting at ACCA, will take place on January 30th between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. Our external review visit will also be in person at ACCA on March 13th. The conflict of interest policy. Board members, you received an email from Dr. Wilson to review and sign the Georgia College and Career Academy Conflict of Interest Policy. Please submit this documentation before the end of today's meeting. I will now provide you with some data as an update for ACCA. What you see here is the enrollment data from FY 2024 and FY 2025. As you can see, we are growing by leaps and bounds. Last year's overall enrollment, 337 students. This year, we are currently at 572 students on our campus. Our pathway completion rate from last year. As you can see, 100% completers in every pathway on our campus. I just want to mention that the completion rate reflects only those students who attended for the full school year. The Georgia Best Diploma Seals. We had 143 graduating seniors to receive this Georgia Best Diploma Seal for employability skills during the 23-24 school year. We had underclassmen to earn this credential, but they will receive this on their diploma upon their graduation year. Thank you so very much for your attention. And at this time, I will pass it back to Dr. Wilson to complete the presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Fears. So we're going to pause. Does anyone have any questions about the information that Dr. Fears shared? Or comments? Or concerns? All right. So, board members, we want to slow down just a little bit and we want to hear from you. So as we gear up, it's time for us to really start looking at our strategic plan, and it's time for us to look forward and what we want to see happen at ACCA in the next year, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. What are your goals and dreams for ACCA? So we're going to ask for each board member to please go to the chat, and we would love to hear from each of you. And if you're here in person, you don't necessarily have to go to the chat. You can feel free to report out. But what are your goals and dreams for ACCA in 1 year, 5 years, in the next 10 years? And we're going to ask for a few brave souls to report out. We'll give you 2 minutes to enter in the chat for those that are virtual. And then we'll ask for a few board members to share aloud what your dreams, hopes, and wishes for ACCA are in the next year, 5 and 10 years.
Dr. Wilson, this is Cheryl Chapman, Captain Chapman. I have a lot of traffic in the background, but I do want to say thank you to you and Dr. Fierce for the student spotlights. That was awesome. And to see where they are in their trajectories. I will go ahead and add my comments to the chat though.
Okay, thank you, Captain.
Dr. Wilson, can you see the comments from your view?
So they pop up and then they disappear.
Okay, so I can share if you want me to.
Please do. Thank you, Dr. Fears.
All right. From Mr. Carroll, I would love to see the certifications that students are earning in addition to pathway completers.
Okay. Okay. Tim, do you mind sharing more about your hopes and wishes? Tell us more about what you want to see.
Yeah, I'm just curious for students that are earning industry certifications or credentials or of any kind as they're with you all, in addition to the pathway completers. It would be really interesting to see that. Just from an employer perspective, I think they would find that really interesting.
We can actually share that now.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd like that too.
Okay.
I was thinking.
Okay, so we'll send that out to the entire board, the actual credential that students earn at the end of the year. So the entire board can expect that by the close of business tomorrow.
Great, thank you.
Absolutely. Anything else in the chat, Dr. Fears?
Not as of yet.
I can share.
Okay, please. Thank you, Katie.
Sure, yeah. No, great question from Tim, and I was thinking the same thing. And then, yeah, seeing tracking, which I know you all are doing, but students entering the workforce and or college based on completion of the pathway and certification. So just having that data that's shared out and people understand the significance of it. And just strengthening the connection between ACCA and our homeschools, like this being like the mothership. And students seeing how they have all those pathways, and clearly this is where the superintendent will be doing and leading, but the role of the Go team and knowing what's happening on the ground and working with you all to support how we do that, even more so going forward. And of course, maximizing, and I'm sorry I didn't put these by 1 year, 5 year, 10 years.
That's okay.
Start now, keep going. Maximizing our partnerships. You know, I love seeing the students be going to Atlanta Technical College for the aviation pathway. We already have strong partnerships, but how are we even more intentional in helping you all build those? And strategic planning with the district. Clearly, Bill and others, Pat and Tim, have been huge key pieces to those partnerships. But when you're asking us for work-based learning opportunities, I mean, yeah, there should be a list from here in the district that goes out to, let's say, the city of Atlanta or our key partners. Because I think criminal investigation, I think APD. But yeah, in a very strategic manner. So I'm thinking out loud, but I know you all already clearly have a strategic plan, but how we, you know, continue to build upon these things in a really intentional way.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
But yeah, great work, awesome work, and it's fantastic to see examples of students going directly to the workforce, workforce in college, which more examples of that help people better understand what's happening here at ACCA.
Yes,
Making students take advantage of it.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we have a few more comments, Dr. Wilson, that I will share. From Shelley Powell, I would like to see a greater footprint across the district where more students have the opportunity to take advantage of the ACCA program.
Thank you.
Okay. From Cheryl Chapman, stats on student employment and certifications. And that is all as of now.
Excellent feedback, everyone. Thank you so much. This is really going to help us move along. Thank you. All right, the next item of business, we have announcements. Do we have any announcements for the board? All right, so in case you missed it, our new superintendent, Dr. Johnson, has posted his 100-day plan. His plan includes community engagement sessions and a learn to listen survey. All stakeholders are invited to participate in the survey and the community events. The link to complete the survey is listed on the slide. And again, all of our board documents are in that Google Drive and the email in the invitation that I sent. If you're interested, and please, if you can, let's give our superintendent feedback. Also, the Go Team office would also like to remind all board members that they must complete their orientation training for our school boards to be in compliance. Please feel free to contact the Go Team office if you have any questions. And I'm sure that you all received the notice that the 6th annual G3 Summit was postponed due to inclement weather last week. Any other announcements? All right, we have reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business at this time? If not, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Hi, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.